Already been in Hawaii. They stand 1-1 as Valanciunas and Nurkic meet at midcourt. Raptors flying in from Hawaii last night, and then on they go back to Toronto. The Blazers, of course, here working out. Ronnie Garrettson, Nick Bookert, and Justin Van Dyne are officials in Portland. Already, Nurkic trying to make his way to the ball side and bumped inside by Valanciunas, who stands 7 feet and 265.
He's going to see a lot of that this season, is Jusuf Nurkic getting bumped off of the basketball. And those just preseason here, but teams are going to scout. They're going to game plan, try to get him out of his game, get physical with him early on.
And Norman Powell actually called for the foul. And here comes Mo Harkless, who gets the start tonight with Al-Farouq Aminu. They were the starting 3 and 4 men, respectively, when the Blazers came out of camp last year for the opener. Lowry working off a high screen, rolling Valanciunas, encounters Nurkic and walks to the basketball, and the Blazers will get it back on the turnover. Take a look at the Wilsonville starting lineups. You may have already surmised that DeMar DeRozan is not in the lineup for Toronto. He won't be playing. That Nurkic, Harkless, and Aminu are your front court, and CJ and Dame the backcourt. Kyle Lowry, coming off a great year, re-signed his contract with this ball club, as did Ibaka in the offseason for the Toronto Raptors. CJ hopping off a screen and drills that one, and the screen set by Nurkic springs him and gives him some daylight.
CJ kind of taking it easy on Tuesday night against the Suns. Didn't want to torch him too early with several more matchups happening this month, but right there gets a nice clean look.
Ibaka sets a solid screen on CJ and spins him around, and then Aminu comes up to foul Powell.
This is what he does as good as anybody, I think, in the league. He's able to pull up in limited space. Coming off that ball screen, most guys, from the time you're a youth, you're taught to dribble, extend away from the screening action. CJ said he was taught the same thing. He just didn't listen. He had a different way of going about things.
Norman Powell trying to post CJ to no avail. Blazers with the handle. Aminu fakes and drives. Nice find. Diving to the hole is Nurkic. Wanted a foul, won't get it, as both Valanciunas and Ibaka converged on him. Here's Serge. He walks with the ball.
Well, don't be surprised if the next time Jusuf gets that kind of look, he goes ahead and just flushes it down the same way he did against Marquise Chris a couple nights ago.
Dame steps back over Lowry. Running the rebound down to Aminu. Reset of the shot clock. Mo now realizes it as they communicate from the bench, and he'll bring it outside where Dame will play make. Goes right at Valanciunas on a switch. Finds CJ. Oh, that's money.
Well, this is the tune-up game. You know, he kind of just broke a sweat on Tuesday night, but it looks like he wants to put some points on the board here early.
23 game last year, 42% from 3 for CJ, a career high, both career highs. Valanciunas again into the paint.
Valanciunas, one of the best field goal percentage guys in the league, top 10 last season, getting looks like that, but can also extend the defense a little bit on some pick and pops.
Nurkic extends and his 18-footer off the back iron and out.
This is a staple of Portland's offense. Dribble, drive, react, space, flares. When you got a backcourt like this, you have to give them that type of freedom and opportunity, and Terry Stott's a master at doing that.
Valanciunas, big mobile center, drop steps into the paint, is challenged by Aminu and a foul on the pass. And so the Raptors will bring it sideline out, 16 to shoot. Second foul on Chief, who's matched up with Serge Ibaka, coming off a career-high 39% from 3. He can also post up, and he's an absolute load at 6'10". Lowry, a 3-ball. Those are the 2 primary three-point shooters on this ball club. They also signed C.J. Miles, coming over as a free agent from Indiana. And C.J. coming off a real fine year shooting the 3 for the Pacers last year. C.J. McCollum. Is he trying to get that to Nurkic and then it came back to him? Apparently so. Or did he just dribble between
I think
defenders?
It was a dribble, yeah.
And Aminu, it's a 3.
Look, he had you faked out.
He did.
Imagine what he's doing to the defenders out there just dancing with the basketball.
And he worked very hard in the offseason on that very thing, the dribbling drills. Norman Powell out of UCLA. Really came on strong his rookie year, particularly in the playoffs for Dwayne Casey.
Let's see if CJ bounces it off of somebody. Just low to the ground, low dribbles. And you're right, he posted that one video one time of him doing that 1 minute long dribbling drill. I forgot how many dribbles he got in, but it was insane.
They clear out for Dame. He goes to Lowry, draws a double team. The extra pass, another pass from CJ to Harkless to spring him for an open three.
I like that extra swing from CJ. CJ does not need to shoot another three. We know he's one of the best in the game. Get Mo Harkless some early looks because you're going to need him knocking those down throughout the year.
Kyle Lowry comes down, knocks down a triple, 41% from three-point range a year ago, career high. And one of the reasons they re-signed the 31-year-old, as well as Ibaka in the offseason. Norman Powell comes up to defend. A little too forcefully and a foul. They'll reset the shot clock with 7:45 left here in this first quarter of play.
Well, Toronto did the right thing, signing Norman Powell. So that, this guy, we covered him back when he was at UCLA, and he got exponentially better each season as the Blazers kind of have their play broken up, able to finish.
Aminu cleaning things up, being available at the rim. Lowry will slash. Nurkic reaches in on a foul.
Good catch from Mo. Chief just keeping his eyes on that basketball. And that's the kind of pick and roll defense when Yusuf Nurkic was acquired that the Blazers went to. It helped them go from 26th in the league before he got here, a net rating, to top 5.
Yeah, their point differential was 6.6. Plus side.
Yeah.
When he joined the ball club for the remaining 20 games of the year, and of course they were 14-6 in that period of time.
Well, you're able to lay him back and force that offensive player to make a decision. Now, Kyle Lowry, being one of the top guards in the league, he can make you pay for it, but that's what people are going to have to do, as Damian Lillard does exactly to the Raptors what Lowry did the time before. Penetrate, make the right play.
Blazers on top 14-5. 5 minutes gone by first quarter. Ibaka will roll inside and will fade. The Blazers off to a 6 for 12 shooting start. And they have forced 3 turnovers on the Raptors tonight. Lillard, hard cut off the Nurkic screen. They roll him down the right side. He'll lay it in. Little side pick and roll that time.
And he's so good at using that off arm to shield the defender to enable the shot. Oh, Chief, he wants no part of it.
Tracking Lowry all the way. Now he's going to play make. CJ inside. Harkless had Ibaka posted and sealed and laid it home.
Mo Harkless, Mo problems.
And Dwayne Casey will call timeout with 6:23 left here in this first quarter play. Blazers off to a very good start, 18-7. It's a simple play, but it's hard to defend, Lamar.
Well, because of the people that you have involved. Dame Dollar album coming soon. Literally, not just saying it like most of the other rappers do. Tomorrow, Yusuf Nurkic with the finish.
Earlier in this game, they lead the Raptors 18-7 with 6:23 to go in the first. Well, if you watched Game 1 on Tuesday, you may have noticed that Evan Turner was playing point guard pretty early on in the game, which allows Damian Lillard to play off the ball. Earlier tonight, I caught up with Dame and asked him what he likes about shaking it up.
Getting the ball later in possessions when the defense isn't so sharp. Usually at the beginning of a defensive possession is get over the first screen. The energy is up, they're interested, and usually at about 12 seconds they're a little tired. The interest goes down.
And I have to tell you, I spoke with Evan Turner as well. He actually confided in us that he was a bit surprised he was playing the one that early on, but he enjoys it. He likes playmaking that allows Dame and CJ to get their shots up, guys.
Thanks, Brooke. Of course, he's played that position coming out of Ohio State. That's where Philly projected him. And, of course, at Boston, he was coming off the bench for Brad Stevens. Did a terrific job to spell Isaiah Thomas. CJ, the jumper, that's off. What does that do for Dame in terms of keeping fresh out on the floor to have somebody else play, make, and do that sort of stuff?
Well, he alluded to some of it. It just hides him from the defense. It allows him to rest. Just hang up. You know the best thing I like about the stat sheet when that break just happened? Dame has 0 points. The Blazers had an 11-point lead at the time. So anytime you can just get him away from the basketball, allow him to rest, take it easy, survey some defensive schemes off of the basketball, it's a plus.
Defensively, the Blazers digging in on Toronto. They have forced 4 turnovers and have scored 7 points off of turnovers. CJ's going to get a breather at his usual mark here at about the 6-minute mark. 5 and change left first quarter. And in comes Evan Turner to team with Damian Lillard. And Pat Connaughton is on as well for the Blazers with Nurkic and Aminu staying out on the deck. Ten to shoot for Evan Turner. Lillard now has 6. Terry will count him down. Little backhand flip, but Jonas Valanciunas was waiting, and he'll send it ahead to Lowry. Caboclo will unleash a 3. Toronto has attempted 79 threes in their first 2 preseason games. Both played, of course, against the Clippers, as you mentioned, in Hawaii. Stepping back, Damian, Lowry shoots a lot of them. Ibaka shoots a lot of them. C.J. Miles is yet to play tonight. Will be shooting 3s. And Caboclo gets in the act as well. As Lowry is fouled beyond the perimeter by Evan Turner, they'll take a look at the video review just to make sure that the foot was outside. They gave him 2 points, or actually an attempted 2 here.
Lowry so quick. You bite at a lot of his fakes. You've already said it. Guy shot over 40% last season. Although E.T. knows just get a hand up contest. If he makes it, you live with it. But Evan doesn't think he fouled.
Your veteran out of St. Joe High School in Chicago. He's just kind of honing his officiating communication skills right now. Just, everybody's working on something in the preseason.
Well, E.T. saying that Lowry, is the one that initiated all the contact, leaned all the way into him.
Nurkic got hammered there, and he reaches down to grab the right leg, right shin. Got to check himself a little bit there. Just kind of stumbled in there and bagged some knees in traffic. Turner runs inside, and that won't go. And here come the Raptors. Nogueira is in deep. Luis Nogueira. Lowry is outside, and he knocks down a 3.
And that's why Evan was biting on the fake the time before. You can't give this guy any daylight.
Raptors 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. And Lowry with 10 first-quarter points. DeMar DeRozan not playing tonight. They're going to give him a breather. Nurkic outside. Nice little inside pivot. Knocks down an angled jumper from distance. Luis Nogueira will set a screen and roll. And a foul called on that action on the Blazers.
Well, I like what Terry Stotts is doing defensively with this team. They're mixing it up. Hedging hard sometimes, trapping, and then offensively, Toronto relaxing. You can't relax on Nurkic like that this season. He'll back you out to the three-point line, can make the same jump shot. And this is the crazy thing, Kevin. I was doing a radio interview today with 1080 The Fan, and I told him, the funny thing is you haven't even seen all the stuff Nurk can do yet. This guy is shooting pull-up jump shots in practice off of the 1 and 2 dribbles. So I'm excited for him to continue to dip into that bag more and more every game.
Well, he was 8 of 13 in 16 minutes and had 16 points in the first game. So very efficient. And they did not credit him with a three-point attempt. As you mentioned, he's going to be shooting the three this year as well. He may get one or two a game or more. Under 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter, and 22-16 to count. Swanigan is in along with Collins. That's a bad pass intended for Swanigan, who was rolling, went flying by him. Routen's in the lineup. Will swing it into the corner. Well, the Raptors flushing down a three. Pascal Siakam, 6'9" lad out of New Mexico State in his second year. And a timeout taken by the Blazers with 3:37 left here in the first. 22-19 Portland.
Every Monday through
22-19, Toronto making a run, a 12-2 run over the last 2 minutes of play. We were conversing a moment ago about the improved handle of C.J. McCollum. It's already been evident.
Well, this is some of the work he was doing. This was the video I was talking about earlier that was posted. He did 100 knee pounds, so pounded a basketball at the knee level, 100 ankle pounds, 50 in and outs, and then 50 side to sides in 59 seconds.
Man.
That does not make sense to be able to do that with the same arm. And he's not getting a rest and switching hands or anything, but that's what it takes to be great.
Turner backing down on Lowry and sends in a nice fall-away floater over the oncoming Nogueira, who is a shot blocker.
Terrific shot from E.T. We'll see him in the post more often this season.
Swanigan out there with Collins, the two rookies, with Turner and CJ make that Dame. And that is Connaughton contesting a long jump shot.
Blazers got the switch they want. Kyle Lowry on Evan Turner, but not able to execute the high-low.
Poor entry, and Routens was able to come from the weak side and slap it away. And Lowry got fouled.
And that's one, as soon as Caleb watches film, he might know right now. As smart as he is, he knows if the help side can come off and help on that pass, that means the wing is wide open. So let's watch him pocket that mentally and make a different play the next time around.
Fans, Rip City Clothing Company at Moda Center is your one-stop shop for Trailblazers gear. Rip City Clothing is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. And if you can't make it to the store, you can always shop online at ripcityclothing.co. Lamar Hurd, Brooke Olzendam, Kevin Calabro with you here tonight in Portland. And the Blazers on top by 2. Blazers starting lineup tonight had Aminu and Harkless at the wings with Nurkic in the middle. CJ and Dame at guards. Turner, of course, started in that first preseason game. He'll back down on Routens. He's double-teamed. Collins faces up, but Nogueira closes the gap. And the Raptors have the rock. Routens, Lowry, deep heat check. Swanigan stays with that ball, and the Blazers secure it. Dame off the screen, sneaks inside and draws a foul on the shoulder. Alfonso McKinney got him. McKinney, a rookie this year, 6'8", out of Wisconsin, Green Bay.
Well, when you ask before the game, what are the keys to tonight's game, the Blazers want to accomplish the same thing, execute both offensively and defensively, whatever your schemes are. But it's going to be a little more difficult tonight against the Raptors than it was against the Suns. The Raptors just a little further ahead, going to provide some different challenges. And already on the rookie's first 2 touches, Swanigan throws a turnover due to the good weak side defense from Toronto. And then Zach Collins gets his shot blocked. So this is a great test for the young guys.
Yeah, you mentioned it, the experience and seasoning of guys up front like Nogueira, who we know is a shot blocker, and Valanciunas. So I'm anxious to see how the 2 young guys fare in that regard. Turner steps up out of the paint. He's got a pick. Toronto's turned the ball over. They may be a little weary. They started their camp in Victoria, BC. Outside is Turner to Swanigan, and his 3 is off the heel of the iron. DeLon Wright is on the floor out of Utah. Wright's a guy that can get to the bucket with his length. He's a terrific mid-range guy on the offensive end and distributor. And there is McKinney again making his mark with a triple.
Good initiation from DeLon Wright. We talked about Norman Powell and the strides he made at UCLA. How about DeLon Wright and what he did at Utah when they inherited him from the JUCO ranks? They didn't know what they had.
Swanigan. Letting out a yelp of protest.
This is the brother of Darrell Wright, former Blazer, getting in that paint, initiating the ball movement. Good player.
Yeah, and Darrell, of course, was a three-point marksman. Corner three was kind of his thing. Routens slides a pass outside to DeLon Wright, working on CJ. 8 to shoot. Routens will trigger. And the veteran of many seasons over in Europe throws that one a bit too long. Turner the other way, setting up to Collins. 18 to shoot in a minute left.
Good pass.
That extra dribble by Collins got him by Nogueira, and he draws the foul. That's a terrific play by the young man.
Oh, what a pass from Evan Turner. He waited an extra half second, gave Zach a little bit more time to creep towards the basket, minimize the amount of work he had to do on the catch. First of all, Biggie does a great job running rim to rim, getting deep post position.
Zach, just a 19-year-old. Swanigan just turned 20. Ronnie Garrettson, our official, complimenting Terry Stotts on his bow tie. That's the last compliment you're going to get from Ronnie, so enjoy it, Terry. Whatever you do, enjoy that. Because this point on, Ronnie's, he's a tough cat.
It's preseason for everybody.
His late father, Daryl Garrettson, was, a joy to watch officiate a game. Trying to extend his range was right, but left it short. The long rebound with 26 seconds left is garnered by the Blazers. Blazers shooting 11 of 23, nearly 48% from the field. 8 on the shot clock. Swanigan is summoned out high to screen. CJ draws a double. Swanigan's got it. Finds the open man. Turner gets off the 3 with 1 on the shot clock. Won't go. Routens will clear it out to Wright. He's going to get a look at it, and that's going to count if it goes. At the end of 1, here in Portland, the Blazers lead it 27-26 on the visiting Toronto Raptors. Ed Davis, he's always ready. He may play tonight. Welcome in, everybody. After 1, the Blazers leading Toronto 27-26. They're good, yes. Blazers outscored Toronto 12-4 points in the paint. They held a lead of 13. And they have forced 5 Toronto turnovers for 7 points off of turnovers. DeLon Wright stays on the floor. Corey Joseph moved on, signed with the Indiana Pacers. And so DeLon Wright will see some time off the bench at point. Yusuf Nurkic a moment ago got shaken a little bit and was holding that left leg. Brooke, what about it? What'd you learn?
But yeah, about 10 minutes ago, he walked right by me back to the locker room, presumably. I asked around and found out it was actually a right leg contusion, but obviously will return. That's what we were told, and he is back out there as you see currently.
Thank you. CJ threading his way through traffic with that 1 extra dribble. Little flutter left-hander is off, but there's Swanigan to seal Nogueira again and to redirect it for a bucket.
1 rookie behind, 1 in front. You had Collins right behind the action if Caleb wasn't able to get it.
Turner on the pick, knocked down.
CJ bouncing around out there. You got Zach Collins going after Caleb Swanigan, who is just exciting to watch whenever the ball goes to the rim. Just watching him work his way into an offensive rebound. And E.T. taking a spill.
And Garrettson and company will review, try to get an idea whether or not it was clear path. as the youngster Alfonso McKinney playing a very physical brand of basketball. Yeah. That's what they do up there at Wisconsin Green Bay. It's very physical. It's, it's up there on the tundra.
Oh, here you go.
The snowy tundra of Green Bay.
All right.
Okay. Ernie Wood.
Okay, Kevin, let's get back to the play.
Reaching in and knocking Evan Turner down. Well, look, he's behind the man.
Yeah, no, it looks like it. It looks like it is. The foul, never gets in front of him, does the defender. Never establishes that position after breaking the half-court line. Back in front of Evan.
No clear path. They say that he gathered the basketball.
Well, when did Evan recover the basketball? He recovered it in the backcourt?
I think he recovered it in front court.
Okay.
Did he not, Dan? Do you ever replay that by any chance? It's a fine point. It was in front court where he gathered the ball. So Turner at the line backs down to free throw. They're saying he had picked up the dribble, was gathering to go, and that's why he's getting the two. That'll be on Joe Borgia's point of emphasis tomorrow. Just for the fans, every game, the officials review every game, obviously, in every situation like that, and they will send out Joe Borgia, the head of officials review, and we'll get a look at that. And they'll determine why that was not a clear path foul. I'm with you. I think he could have made a case for that. Siakam, along with Collins, in a jump ball situation. This is Routens. Collins reaches up to rip that board. So you've got Collins out there along with CJ. He's working with Connaughton, Swanigan, and Evan Turner. Nogueira with the rebound and a quick outlet pass to Routens. Finds the man cruising right down the middle of the floor, Siakam. He'll lay it home.
Toronto's getting out and running, aren't they?
They are.
Make or miss.
Now Turner will handle. CJ is off. Connaughton will come to the top. Nice pass. Swanigan bouncing low to Collins.
Terrific pass. Caleb could have gone with a quick swing to the right to Pat Connaughton, but instead Zach Collins moving along that baseline gives him the open target.
Collins switches on Routens and got a piece of that one.
That's what we talked about with Caleb. After the turnover on his initial pass, he'd make a mental note, and the next time he's in that position, we felt he would make the right play. Reading the defense, seeing what's happening, surveying the scene. And Zach Collins moving.
Connaughton checks out, and Anthony Morrow, the 9-year veteran out of Georgia Tech, will step in. 8 to shoot. That's Norman Powell trying to beat the buzzer. Collins bodies that rebound away from Nogueira. Swanigan looking to get a position out on the post. He goes to work on Siakam. Toronto winners of 51 a year ago won another Atlantic Division title. Powell triggers and hits. We told you Toronto shooting a lot of threes, 79 attempts coming into tonight's game after 2 preseason games. They're 6 and 15 right now. 6 for 15, 40% from 3. This is Anthony Morrow triggering and hitting. Anthony Morrow, the long-time three-point shooter in this league.
Yeah, that's what he does. You don't want to leave that guy open too often if you're the Raptors.
Career 417% from 3, Anthony Morrow. That's why they brought him to camp to get a look. Routens trying to throw over the top, but Nogueira had company, and he was not home. Went over the Head of Noguera and out of bounds. Another Toronto turnover.
I credit that last turnover to the mixing up of pick and roll coverage that the Blazers have shown. Right there, the ball handler thought Caleb Swanigan was going to commit all the way to the ball because he's done that a few times. But instead, Caleb kind of stunts towards the ball handler, retreats, and therefore there's no open man to pass to.
Turner handling, quick whirling dribble. Big E jabs right, moves left to set up his man Zach Collins for another bucket.
Oh boy, if he's handling that rock behind the three-point line like that, it's going to be tough keeping that young man off the floor.
26th pick in the draft, Big Ten Player of the Year, Caleb Swanigan. Big E averaged better than 12 rebounds a game for the Boilers with 18 points. Oh, here's Evan Turner going behind the back. That was majestic. A left-hander off high glass.
Don't hurt him, E.T.
Blazers lead is 8. They've led by as many as 13, and the Raptors call time.
Caleb Swanigan heading the rookie excitement movement. Passing to his partners, Zach Collins, and Evan Turner said, "Tackle me now."
Papa Murphy's Law of the
Album. He gets to be two people tomorrow, Dame Dalla and Damian Lillard. He told me he took it to another level with production, knew what direction he wanted to go with number 2. He thinks it will be received even better than the first one, which was also well received. He collaborated with some pretty big names: Lil Wayne, Juvenile, Jamie Foxx, and Kevin's favorite, 2 Chainz. Kevin, this is the right time to ask you. I've always wondered what your favorite 2 Chainz song is.
Yeah, that's a good. You've got me there. Actually, I'd never heard of 2 Chainz until Lamar pointed out that he was on the album drop.
Oh,
and that is a big darn deal.
Oh,
Lil Wayne, of course, is a huge fan.
That's your guy? Lil Wayne is your guy?
Well, I mean, I know who Lil Wayne is. Here's Ibaka, blocks a shot. Jakob Poeltl, 7-footer out of Utah in his second year.
Did you see, though, in that picture with Brooke holding up the shirt, how Terry Stotts was in the background looking at her?
Yeah.
It's almost like he wanted that shirt from her.
You can never have too much swag. Harkless inside. And again, he flushes that one. What about that, Brooke? Did you who got the T-shirt? I just want to know.
Well, he did give them to his teammates, and I asked Coach Stotts if he got one. He said, yes, Dame gave me one, but it's about the same size he's giving you, so I'm going to have to give that one to my wife, Jan. But he did get one.
All right. That's good.
Lorenzo Brown in the lineup, 6'5", 4-year player out of NC State. Did you have something to add to the 2 Chainz?
Well, no. We'll leave 2 Chainz alone for now. But Dame was talking about some of the songs on the album. We asked him kind of, what's his favorite songs, and he said "Run It Up" with Lil Wayne is probably his favorite. Then he said there's another one called "Anomaly," and then another one called "Let Down." And so he liked "Let Down" because it's all about who's going to be there for him if all the fame and the glory is taken away. I thought that would resonate with you. Who's going to be there for you, Kevin Calabro, if after you stop traveling to all the NBA arenas and you got the paparazzi meeting you outside, taking the pictures?
That's right.
Everybody wanting to talk to you.
I'm not going to miss any of that.
All right.
Sue, she's going to go fishing with me. She'll listen to all my endless stories very patiently. Anthony Morrow comes down. He drills a 3-point shot. So Morrow getting some opportunity here early and cash it in. Oh, yes.
Yeah, you see Coach back there?
That's a good-looking T-shirt.
He wants that shirt.
One of those. That would complement my bow tie. This year, of course, in the league, you can pay 15 guys. You can put as many as 2 on the G League roster as well. Driving into the lane, Norman Powell. And fouled by Myers Leonard.
It's a tough cover for Myers. Norman Powell going downhill off of a screen from that far away from the basket. He just turned that corner.
And Myers, a hand in the back. Got to do your work early. Powell steps up. Just signed a new contract. They consummated that today, as a matter of fact. $40+ million for Norman Powell. Blue-collar guy, second-round pick. 10-point lead for the Blazers. Dame is in. Morrow playing off guard. Leonard, Harkless, and Ed Davis in the lineup. 8 to shoot. Damian sidesteps Brown. Davis trying to mix it up inside. And a whistle called on Harkless as he slaps at the ball after Pirtle had secured it. Ed Davis is out there and he's healthy. Had labrum surgery on the left shoulder in the offseason. He's healthy now. His body slimmed down. He's sculpted.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah, he really does. And it's showing up in his play. Good show from Ed.
Morrow in transition. You better pick him up. And Anthony Morrow drills another one.
Great looking shot, but I don't know if you saw it. It was really subtle. Damian Lillard on the catch just gave a hesitation long enough to let Morrow drift away from where the defender was. It is really heady play from Dame.
Anthony 3 for 3 from three-point range. Dame quick crossover, blows by Brown, hesitates in the air, and flutters one up there on a reverse. A beauty as he went right at the 7-foot Pirtle. Brown raises up and got clobbered going to the cup. Blazers up 13, 4:19 to go here in the second.
Here's that last play I was talking about. Watch, when Morrow gives it to Dame, he could give it right back, but he just waits a little bit, holds it, then gives it, lets Morrow drift all the way to the corner. So now there's no way the defender can get back to him.
I should add, by the way, going back to the artist talk, that when an artist is mentioned to me that I have no I do my homework that night.
You do. Brooke, yeah. So
I go to Spotify and I sample everything that they have done.
You know what? Busy. And I don't know if that's a good thing, because last year when we talked about the Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma feud,
I was on that.
I had you texting me all throughout the summer the update. I didn't even know what the updates were, and I get you texting me.
I just got tired of watching those two.
With it?
Well, I'm tired of watching those two go at it. I checked out.
What was it about?
I think they finally rectified things and they put it all aside.
I don't know if you could become friends again after that. They went at each other pretty hard. I mean, it got pretty real in the field.
What's the ruling?
So Brooke, that's a roundabout way for thanking you for putting Kevin up on 2 Chainz, because now I'm going to have to deal with it all year.
You guys are killing me over here. I forgot about the Remy Ma feud with Nicki Minaj.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Silly me, but yes, now, unfortunately for you, Lamar, you'll now be getting updates on what 2 Chainz is up to. The next album he's going to be putting out. So my apologies to you, Lamar. But Kevin, I can't wait to hear your next critique of the upcoming 2 Chainz album.
Oh, I'll be ready to go. When is our next broadcast? Next Monday in Sacramento, right?
We're not telling you.
Yeah, next Monday in Sacramento. I'll be ready. Well, the officials reviewing. Did you know that the average review, there was, I think, less than 1 review per ball game in the NBA last year, and the average review was 34 seconds.
Yep. But you typically only remember, when you're the viewer, you remember the long ones.
Right.
They get drawn out.
And the timeouts, of course, have been pared down now to the point where you only get the 2 timeouts after with 3 minutes remaining in a ball game. And the 20s are no longer with us. No longer the 20-second timeout. Those are gone. 1 fewer timeout for opponents or for teams as well per coach. Still get the 7.
It was funny. We were talking to Damian 2 weeks ago or so, and he didn't realize that there was a rule change with the timeouts. He didn't know that there were no more 20s. And he said he doesn't like stoppage of play anyway. He doesn't like halftime. He hates halftime. Would prefer to just sit down, take a quick breather, and start play again.
He said 5 minutes is fine. Let's just go. Ibaka charged with a technical foul, and so Damian Lillard will shoot and score on the technical foul shot. With the Blazers on top here by 12, 4:15 to go in the second quarter. What about that, Brooke? All these changes and We had to tell Damian about him. He just plays, right? That's what he's just put me in the right direction. Let me play.
Well, that's absolutely correct, Lamar. What you were just talking about, Dame said the same thing. I hate halftime. Why do we even have to have it? And as for the last few minutes of the game, he said, hey, I've been with Coach for 6 years, so I think I have a pretty good understanding of what he wants, what he thinks I should run. I have a good grip of who's playing well, so we'd be fine without timeouts or halftime. So, guys, what do you think of Dame's idea? You might not get a bathroom break, but it could work.
I kind of like that. I mean, if you've got momentum going, you want to keep it. And if you're behind, you can't wait to get out there and just get business done. Lowry is fouled on the touch as he went into the air for a three-point shot in transition.
Now, without halftime, though, you don't get to go get that ice cream in the food room. You do recognize that.
Well, but I got to race you back there to get that last scoop.
Oh, stop.
Lowry at the line. He's going to get 3. With the Blazers on top by 12.
With how Toronto's been playing, eyeing that three-point shot so much, as a defender, you start to anticipate that. So you just find yourself spread out so much, chasing and running around. And if at any point they decide to mix up their game and really start attacking the basket more in a half-court set, they could find a little success.
Lowry again at the free throw line. He's 9 for 12, and he has 15 points tonight. Lowry was missed from late February on to the end of the regular season. A right wrist that bothered him. Remember, he played in the All-Star game, and it flared up at the All-Star game, and then he eventually had to have surgery. Anthony Morrow working with it, stationary dribbling. He is bailed out by Lowry. Not shooting foul. 3:31 remaining here in the second. Terry told us tonight he would try to keep his guys to a maximum of 20 to 25 minutes. Pirtle inside digging for it. Harkless ties him up, and we've got a jump ball.
Should be an interesting jump ball. Pirtle has the height advantage. It can get up, but Mo could get up a little quicker.
Jakob Pirtle, the Austrian.
Yep. Pirtle got to it first. Can't teach height.
Can't teach height. And Pirtle, of course, had a terrific career at Utah. Larry Krystkowiak, his coach. Boy, Larry was a tough customer.
Yes, he was. And they did a good job getting Jakob prepared for this level.
Larry playing a number of years with the Milwaukee Bucks. Hey, Anthony Morrow is having a night tonight. He hits his 4th three-point bomb of the night.
Better find him.
Powell into the lane. Pirtle follows, but Powell's fouled up around the shoulders as he went to the cup.
Well, you got to locate Morrow in transition. These bigs from the Blazers, Ed Davis, Myers, they're running rim to rim, creating a lot of space on that exterior for Morrow to light it up.
Smiling, happy fans. A good crowd here tonight. Second preseason game of the year for the Portland Trail Blazers. Toronto stands 1-1. They just got back from Hawaii, and they will head to Toronto. They've been on the road a while now. They were in Victoria, BC. That's where they had camp. They want to spread the love, of course, through Canada. Powell will head to the line. They visited Buchert Gardens. They're in Victoria. That's the thing to do, you know. Powell hits the free throw. Actually, I don't think Dwayne took him on a field trip at the Gardens. 53-42 count. Blazers. Dame sets it up. He's got Ed Davis dropping low. He's got Myers spacing things out on the wing. He's got Anthony Morrow's got a super hot hand, but they walk, and this goes back to the Toronto Raptors. Anthony Morrow, if you're just joining us, 4 of 5 shooting from three-point range now in his 9th year in the league. Went undrafted to Golden State in 2008. Immediately made an imprint. Shot just under 31% last year. Norman Powell, two-hand jam off the iron.
And Morrow never bashful to take a shot. He said he got that from Dennis Scott, 3D. 3D had a conversation with him. One Georgia Tech guy to another.
Played for the Warriors first couple of years, 37 points in first NBA start. And he has been around the block with 7 teams. But look at that career number right there on the lower left of your screen. 42% from three-point range.
Yes, indeed.
Well,
which makes it so much more impressive.
Yes.
The fact that this guy is living over 40% from three, because he puts it on the floor too. Has to share the combo guard duties with Damian. Runs the most mileage in the NBA, constantly working.
35 and a half minutes a night. Dame outside, a floater. Loose ball available, but Toronto runs it down. Norman Powell's good at that. Casey now running Powell, it appears, at point. He's a very versatile guy. Comes off the screen. He'll challenge Myers. And it looked like Leonard put his hand down trying to rip it, and a foul called.
See, and that's the one. Myers just got to be long. Get those arms up. Force a tough shot. And he doesn't think he drew the contact. And you know what? There's a chance that maybe he didn't, but it just looks like a foul.
When you're in retreat and you're reaching,
it's not a good thing.
No, you're vulnerable. Here's Norman Powell. Powell in his third go-around in the league. Got a UCLA. Something to be said for being those second-round picks coming in, making a splash, playing hard, getting those minutes, working your way into the rotation, because after 2 years, baby, you are unrestricted.
Ooh. You can get dicey.
You can make some money. Davis with it. We're tracked by 2 defenders. The open man is Leonard. One adjustment over Ibaka. Banks it in. He'll take it. He'll take it.
Myers. I like how he played it off, too. I don't think he cracked a smile.
Well, hey. I earned that. Ran down the floor, made myself available. Lowry draws Dame off his feet and then shoots a bullet pass inside. A Pirtle roll into the cup.
Tough play, quick. Myers has to show on the ball screen and try to get back. That's a tough ask.
Lowry's played 15 minutes, 16 points, 5 assists. Dame off the screen to the body of Pirtle and lays it in as he wriggles between Pirtle and Lowry.
Run it up then, Dame. Get into the paint, get strong on him. Big boy style. Move Pirtle out of the way, readjust.
Dame an 89%er at the line last year. 37 from 3 on his way to a career high 27 a game, 6th in the league. 25 seconds left, 14 to shoot. First half action. Portland, Oregon, where it was sunny and about 75 today. 62-49 count. Blazers and another 3 offered up by Toronto.
Wow.
The Raptors 8 of 21 out there, 38%. Dame trying to split a couple of defenders with that pass. Powell intercepts. That will end the first half of play. The Portland Trailblazers lead the Toronto Raptors 62-52. Are we doing the halftime show, you and me? Oh.
No,
hey.
you're on your own. I'm about to go get that ice cream you were
Lamar
talking
and I
about.
come back after a dish of ice cream on these network stations.
Every Monday.
3-point range. Lowry 16. Powell with 15. Blazers led by a dozen. Anthony Morrow coming off the bench in just under 8 minutes of work, hitting 4 3-pointers. And Damian Lillard with the 10-point effort, 7 assists and 4 boards as well. Yusuf Nurkic back out onto the floor. He held that right leg and was in some pain after making contact with a Raptor player. Went back to the locker room as Brooke reported, then quickly came back and was on the bench for the rest of the half, and now he's coming back here to start this third quarter. No worries. Lowry and Valanciunas work pick and pop. Nurkic hops into the void for the rebound. Evan Turner starting this third quarter with Caleb Swanigan up front. Actually, Turner playing the 2, Swanigan playing the power role, and going down deep to draw a double team. Fouled by Caboclo.
Well, I like the ball handling through the contact from Caleb. Ibaka did a good job to stand him up. Caleb didn't pick up his dribble, reversed direction, and drew the foul.
Took Ibaka inside and had his way with him. Rookie first-round picks to average double-doubles in the Summer League. Dwight Howard, Kevin Love, Ari Spates, Taj Gibson, Blake Griffin. And Biggie, 16 and 10, averaged 18 and 12 at Purdue in his sophomore year.
And, of course, you'll get the crowd that says, well, that's just Summer League. Well, it don't matter. Those are some good names to be lined up with.
Lowry puts his head down and well defended by Nurkic. Swanigan got a piece, and Turner will flick it ahead. Damian, a little mid-range look. Norman Powell will race the other way. Nurkic, second man in there to get a deflection. Valanciunas alertly picks it up and lays it in.
Good block from Yusuf. Lillard went low. Yusuf goes high.
So watch Dame play off the ball now as Turner will play make. It's ripped away. Lowry got a piece and he'll get it back. Lowry playing some minutes tonight. 17 minutes logged in with 18 points. It's 9 to shoot. Turner out there with Swanigan. Nurkic, a little step back number. Nothing but cord.
That's some of the stuff we were talking about. This guy's been doing that all summer. He's been doing it throughout training camp, putting it on the floor and pulling up.
Ibaka for 3. This foul called on Nurkic, I believe, or is it on Turner? It's on Turner.
Turner can't believe it. Nurk can't believe it. Nurk even came out the mask.
Evan Turner says, I admit to touching him, but it was not a foul.
Love E.T.'s honesty.
18 to shoot. Cross-court pass deflected by Lillard and tracked down by Powell. The bearded Valanciunas goes to work. Yusuf Nurkic with the mask on. He had implant surgery just weeks ago. And how's he taken to that mask, Brooke?
Well, just to be clear, Nurkic wanted everyone to know he isn't trying to channel Rip Hamilton of the Bad Boys Part 2 with this mask. And after Game 1 on Tuesday, he said, yeah, it's annoying. I have to admit, it bothers me. It affects my vision and breathing, but I got to do what the doctors tell me. And if he does do that, it could be up to 3 weeks or just until the doctors say it's safe. But I think he'll endure it because Yusuf told me, and I quote, I want to be pretty, guys.
Well... And he actually got popped against Toronto.
Yeah.
And had to get the crowns replaced, had to have the implants done. And now they're healing. Valanciunas at the line.
Got hit, lost a tooth, came out the game for a second, I believe, went back in and got an and one shortly thereafter. Tough guy.
Valanciunas overplays, makes contact, and a foul on the Lithuanian. Valanciunas, 26 minutes a game he averaged last year, averaged 12 points and 9.5 rebounds. That was 14th in the league, so he got some work done. And they were able to economize the minutes. Nurkic backs him in deep. Last touch by the Blazers. Lowry had that one get away. Mo will attack the rim. Ibaka blocks it, and Biggie following the action.
Who else is hunting down an offensive rebound?
Norman Powell did a nice job to negotiate his way inside, but Nurkic was standing there to bother the shot. As a result, Lillard gets an opportunity on a screen from Turner. Mo draws a double down deep. Nurkic a three. Swanigan strips it away from Caboclo, and then he and Lowry get tangled up in a foul.
And Lowry is mad, saying Caleb Swanigan pulled him down. We'll see. I mean, Caleb does have a high IQ. He's like a veteran. It's the offensive rebound, just the work, and I couldn't tell on that. That happened pretty fast.
Lillard goes right back to work on the inbounds and knocks down a triple. Dame with his first three-pointer tonight has 13. Caboclo a three, sails way over. Ibaka, nice tiptoe rebound on the opposite side. Dame feeling that three-pointer.
He is.
Swanigan gets after it.
Oh, and he's got some words for Ibaka.
And he picks up a technical foul.
Well, look, that's the thing about both of these rookies. In Caleb and Zach, boy, they're feisty. They got some attitude to them.
We saw that displayed in the Summer League with Biggie, didn't we?
Yes.
I mean, he's a talker.
Yeah, he's not backing down from anybody. But at the same time, I mean, depending on what was said and depending on the moments, sometimes you got to harness that a little bit and redirect it. And that's the kind of stuff that guys like Dame and CJ and the guys that have been around, Evan Turner, the amount of time he's been in the league, they'll be able to help him with a lot of that.
I always say talking, I mean communicating with teammates.
Oh, yeah, he's vocal.
Very vocal on the bench. Ibaka walks to the basketball.
And that's how you go make up for a play if you're Swanigan. You complete your rotation, check it up at the top of the key, and get a stop.
12-point Blazer lead, 7:40 to go, third quarter. Blazers in control here with Damian Lillard at the helm. It's going to go against the Blazers. Yusuf Nurkic tagged with a foul. That is the fourth on Nurk. Powell circling off his down screen. Caboclo has it blocked by the 6'9" Mo Harkless. He covered a lot of ground.
Oh, he sure did. He was in hot pursuit. And not only does Mo have the reach, but he can get off the ground quickly.
Lowry squeezes between defenders. Yeah. He is so good at shedding people with the body and then pinballing off that action.
Yeah, that was a big-time move.
Caboclo covers some ground himself. He deflects that one away from Mo Harkless. He was open for an instant. Ibaka. Nurkic, he started his home run trot before it even got there, didn't he? Backpedaling when he let it go.
Knew it was good.
Feeling good about that jump shot. Blazers up 12, 6:26 to go here in the third. Nurkic slips the screen. A running right-hander retrieved by Nurkic. Goes to work on Valanciunas. Lowry ahead to Caboclo. He and Harkless have gone back and forth. That time Harkless gets the better of him, deflecting it away, but the Raptors recover it. Officials timeout. They want to take a look at the shot clock. Determine if possession had changed or not. They put 20 up on the shot clock.
6:13.
They'll put 14 and continue the play. Raptors third in the East last year. They beat Milwaukee 4-2 in the first round and then were swept by Cleveland in the semifinals of the East. Powell into the lane, going lefty. He tumbles into the photographers. Appears to be okay. The Blazers the other way, play with a man advantage. Swanigan a triple. Powell cherry picking. He stayed down there. Give me the ball. Cross-court pass deflected. Lowry. Valanciunas, inside pivot fakes, turns, hooks, short. Ibaka brings it down around shoestring level. It's deflected away, and Nurkic breaks out of the pack with it.
How about the hustle from Caleb getting on the floor?
And now Swanigan has sealed Ibaka, wants the ball.
Well, this is what he wants.
He is shoved when he receives it, and then Ibaka reaches in, and a foul on Ibaka. The veteran in preseason wants no part of a guy that plays that physical in preseason. Caleb Swanigan.
Oh, that's who he is. He's cut from a different cloth. Tough guy. Mo Harkless with the drive. Caleb says, I got cleanup duty, Mo.
73-61 count, 5:15 to go here in this third period of play. In Portland, fans get the best seats to the most popular Trailblazer matchups while they last. Opening night is October 24th. The Pelicans are in town with Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins. Tickets on sale now. Call 844-RIP-CITY or visit trailblazers.com for tickets. Let's go down to the floor. Brooke Olzendam standing by.
Well, the guys and the coaching staff have been very impressed with how game-ready Caleb Swanigan has looked. Coach Stott said, back in December, he was shooting threes, mid-range jumpers, and that 18-foot jump shot, that really helps our spacing on the floor. As for Caleb, he's more to the point. He told me, my focus is just competing. I may not get 10 shots up in a practice or one in a game, but it's not about that. It's about competing. I don't know about you guys, but Caleb, to me, he feels like an old soul who is all business.
No doubt about it. He plays beyond his years.
He does.
Nurkic, and they're wrestling for possession. He's fouled, trying to get right back up to the hole.
And in talking about Caleb, remember when we talked to him, he said when he gets into the game, the first thing he's looking at is who can he screen. So that's how he's trying to get involved in the game. He knows the shots and all that will come later.
See, he's got a knack for that basketball. He kept that ball alive. The left hand snaked it around there. Valanciunas was able to deflect it near Nurkic. Nurk, by losing the 35 pounds, takes a lot of stress off his knees and off his ankles. He had a patella injury with the knee, was out 33 games his second year with Denver. Norman Powell stays in the lineup. DeMar DeRozan got the night off. Deflection out of the hands of Valanciunas. Raptor ball, 10 to shoot, 4:50 to play, third quarter.
Those active hands, Kev, that's like an additional defender on the floor to break up that play. You have to have that because when you trap a pick and roll like that, you're now at a disadvantage, typically playing 4 against 3.
Raptors led by Kyle Lowry here tonight. He triggers a 3. Nurkic deflects, and the Blazers in business. On the push, here comes Lillard, met by Lowry. They stack 2 men
Let
high.
it fly, Nurk.
Popping out Nurkic.
It's in rhythm, though. It's a good shot for him.
Pascal Siakam is on the floor. Lowry's exchange to the wing. Gets away, and it will be Blazer basketball. Leading here by 14. 14 Toronto turnovers, 17 Blazer points off of turnovers. Toronto scored 9 points here in the quarter. They were 8th in the league in scoring a year ago, just under 107 a game. Lillard off balance. He thought Powell sent him off balance, but there's no whistle. Raptors also 8th defensively in points allowed. Oh, Nurkic meets Powell at the summit. But, of course, that then leaves Valanciunas open. Wow.
A lot of activity at the rim.
A lot of raise there. Could he have done that last year with 35 pounds? Straddle to his middle? Don't know. Turner goes to work. On the screen, that's his shot. 15-footer from the angle. Pow! Nothing but net.
That's the money shot for Evan.
Just a bit outside. Siakam. 3 glancing off into the hands of Evan Turner. Good handle. Waits for Nurk to settle in. Quick spin. And a little bit too strong. Lowry accelerates into the paint. Lowry with 23 on the night. He's hit 11 of 14 from the line. .250 to go, third quarter. Turner with Mo, Dame, Biggie, and Nurk. And Dame is way outside.
The home roll.
Lillard's 2 of 6 out there. The Blazers are 10 of 23 from 3. Toronto attempted 79 threes in their first 2 games of preseason. They're shooting long ball tonight. That one's detached, and Nurkic ends up with it. Awkwardly into the lane, trying to sidestep Lowry, who had set his feet. Admirable by Lowry.
Dangerous.
But fans at home gathering their breath.
Oh, man.
And a sigh of relief. North of the borders, Lowry survives, taking a charge. Blazers on top as we go to break.
It's been less than a week since the tragic, unfathomable mass shooting in Las Vegas, Nevada. It hit very close to home for a Blazer who calls it home. I recently spoke with Zach Collins about how it's affected his family and when he heard of the tragedy.
Luckily, all my friends were okay. My sister, unfortunately, lost a couple friends. So she's going through a tough time. But, you know, as bad as I feel, I wasn't there. So, you know, I can't imagine how some of the people who lost, you know, obviously lost loved ones, how they feel. So, but just, you know, one of the craziest things I've seen is, you know, how we responded and how, you know, how many people donated blood, how many people donated money, and just places to stay.
Zach added that it is one of those things you never think can happen to your hometown. He will get to see his family on Sunday, though, when they play the Clippers in L.A. I'm sure those family hugs will be extra meaningful, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Brooke. Our feelings exactly. Boy, Las Vegas has been a great supporter of the NBA. The Summer League down there. So many fine athletes have come out of there. So many fine athletes train down there. Coaches stay down there, of course, and work in the off-season as well. So the basketball community is certainly not immune to tragedy in Las Vegas. Bishop Gorman High School. Zach Collins in the lineup, along with Al Farouk Aminu, Evan Turner, Ed Davis, and C.J. McCollum running the show. Turner will come to get it. Playing that Point forward, and in this case, the two-guard inside Collins plays through contact and lays it home.
Well, how about the creativity? And I love the play design from Terry Stotts. Evan Turner is going to go set a cross screen for the big man. A little bit of an inverted action. Normally, the big man setting a screen for the smaller guy, but E.T. gets the body, gets Zach open, and sends him to the line.
Collins arcs that free throw a little higher. Knocks it down. Blazers open up a lead with 1:36 left here in the third of 18.
And by the way, nice pass from Ed Davis on the play. How about Ed at the point forward position?
Good look. Routens will tee one up. Nope. Andy Routens out of Syracuse, the Canadian.
Go get it,
stolen. McKinney. Boy, he can fly. McKinney with the flush.
CJ looked for a second like he might go up and get it and figured, this game don't really count for nothing.
Turner getting reps at point, working on Routens. Reverse pivot and fall-away jumper. Evan Turner. 21 minutes logged in. He's got 9 points. DeLon Wright bears down on CJ. They channel him to the inline. Lucas Nogueira will swing it cross court. Dame off that stack turns the corner to the inline. CJ, I should say, on the follow-away jumper, that's off.
You're over here thinking about the album already because
it's about to drop.
12 minutes.
Oh, 12 minutes?
12 minutes. It's dropping.
So what does that exactly mean when it drops and you've got 12 minutes if you're a consumer of the album? Where do you go for that?
On any platform.
Online,
iTunes, Spotify. I mean, you go anywhere. It's out everywhere.
Yeah.
And so... Oh, I'm told it's 42 minutes. It's going to be 9:30 Pacific. I thought it was 9 o'clock Pacific.
You jumped the gun.
I did.
Expecting great things. 2 Chainz, you know, when 2 Chainz is in the house.
Oh, my gosh.
It's on. 85-67 count, 18 seconds left, third quarter.
I'm surprised you haven't remembered we talked about Nogueira last year looking like the Weeknd.
Like my weekend. Not just any weekend, but your weekend. The hair looks like my weekend. 6 and 7/10 seconds left in the third. And I apologize to all of Canada for mangling his name in the first. I was calling him Luis. I don't know why. I wish I had a plausible explanation. I don't. Lucas Nogueira and the Toronto Raptors head into the fourth quarter trailing here in Portland, Oregon. The Blazers 85 and the Toronto Raptors 69. Welcome back to Rip City. We head to the fourth quarter here in Portland with the Blazers on top 85-69. CJ Collins, the rookie from UNLV, Pat Connaughton, Notre Dame, Ed Davis, North Carolina, out on the floor with Al-Farouq Aminu out of Wake Forest. Nogueira with a long arm. Wow. Snatches it and redirects it. Kyle Wilger in the lineup, the Canadian from Gonzaga.
Jesuit High School here in town. Actually called his, I think it was his last state championship game.
Excellent three-point shooter at the collegiate level.
He's good.
He has slimmed himself down. Anticipating playing more of a small forward. Stretch 4 role. Nogueira with a foul. It's first. Andy Routens and Nogueira right. Wilcher out on the floor. Davis.
Oh, yeah.
Works methodically. Lays a high one over the shot blocking Nogueira.
Kev, he's back, man. He's got the strength. Dribbling through the contact, powering his way through.
Andy Routens outside to McKinney, the rookie from Wisconsin Green Bay. Wilger the three. He had 5 on the shot clock. Aminu will rip it. Hands off to the guard, CJ. Collins gets an early hit on right. He rolls away. He spins in. And he got into McKinney. He did a nice job to stand his ground and draw the charge. Rookie-on-rookie contact.
Yeah, I think just lowering that shoulder. He did it just enough. It was close.
You talked about Swanigan loving to set screens. I think Collins gets a kick out of that, too.
He does.
He likes to make contact.
Those guys are physical.
And Davis gets too much contact on DeLon Wright.
Now, in the break, you brought up 2 Chainz again, and you know why I don't like talking hip-hop and all that with you, right?
I'm not sure.
Well, it's because then you go off.
Yeah, I do my homework.
Well, you do your homework.
I fill the void.
But then you start dressing a little different. And this will all make sense in a second here.
I dress differently after we talk hip hop.
Yeah,
as draws Collins
gets
into
caught.
It. Yeah,
I'm covered. Which, I still think, in honor of Dame's album coming out and 4 Bar Friday, I need you with that cap on, and I need 4 bars from you. And that's going to be your cover.
Got to work on that.
All right.
We'll work on that. CJ dancing outside. He's waiting for Zach to get settled inside. Doesn't like that look. He'll swing it, and Connaughton's got a trigger on a 3. Boom.
Well, Pat quietly shot over 50% from 3 last season. I mean, he came on strong those last 2 games against the Spurs and the Pelicans as CJ gets the steal. And when he was the man out here having to make it happen without Dame and CJ, he looked pretty good doing it.
Collins slips the screen, rotated outside, and here goes Ed working in the basement again. Well, Nogueira knew he was turning that way, blocked it. CJ comes over to get it, and he strikes with a 3 out of the corner.
Smooth. I mean, he just basically walked into that shot, faded.
Splash. Blazers up 21, 9:06 to go, 4th quarter. And a legal screen set by the Raptors. They'll get it back to the Blazers.
Nice block from Nogueira, but watch Ed. As soon as he hands it to CJ, gets a little bit of DeLon Wright's body. And that's a warm-up shot for CJ.
23 Blazer points off of 18 Toronto Raptor turnovers. Aminu trying to swing it inside to Connaughton. That got away and out of bounds. Aminu and Harkless got the start tonight for the Blazers with Nurkic and Dame and CJ. It was one of those, very rare. Well, it's the only time I can remember. One of those nights when Terry Stotts actually gave away his starting lineup to reporters before the game.
I know.
He said, but don't get used to it. He says it's preseason. CJ, count that one. Out by DeLon Wright, who came from behind to get a piece of the noggin. And so CJ's got a chance at a 4-point play.
CJ always talks about trying to get to spots on the floor. I mean, he does not care where the defender is. So he's just trying to get to that spot in the middle of the floor. As long as there's just a bit of an opening, he's going to rise up.
CJ McCollum, not a good, but a great shooter. We've called him the master of the midway for a reason. His percentage is through the roof, better than 50% of those shots, 18 to 15 feet. And then, of course, you add into that a 42%er from 3, 48% from the field. Number 1 in the league in free throw percentage of better than 91% a year ago.
Wow.
Boom. Hey, you know what? This young fella has been playing some pretty good basketball. I like the looks of Alfonso McKinney. CBA, okay. You have to have 14. Connaughton running right-hander up and in.
Okay. All right, Pat. Now, when Pat makes a move like that, who has bench celebration responsibilities? It looked like Evan Turner was leading the charge right there.
Right.
Usually, it's Dame or CJ out here mixing it up like this, and Pat.
Oh, man.
That was nice. That was filthy.
Behind the back.
That was filthy. And it was the right play to make. Although fancy, that was the right,
it sure was.
Right thing to do.
You could see Routens was about to reach in. Here's McKinney coming off the screen. Jump pass, cross court to right. Andy Routens to Wilcher. Al-Farouq Aminu the rebound. 5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Connaughton the other way with Myers Leonard in the lineup, getting some run. Connaughton trying to create one-on-one. Hangs and hunts. McKinney the opposite side deflects it away from Briscoe. McKinney secures it and gives it to DeLon Wright. Nice pass to Pirtle, who just redirected underhand and drew the foul. He's got a chance at a three-point play.
Crazy shot from Jakob Pirtle.
Timeout on the deck with 6:45 remaining in preseason game 2 for the Portland Trail Blazers. Game 3 for Toronto. And it's the Blazers 99 and the Raptors 77.
And so are his teammates. Damian telling me, hey, he picks up the energy. And for me, Ed is the picker-upper. If we're down 10, Ed will inbound the ball to me and say, let's go, Dame. Time to take over, Dame. He is that voice for me. It's always a positive to have Ed on the floor, guys.
Yeah, Brooke, and of course it was tough with the left labrum bothering him all last year. Finally, the club shut him down on March the 7th, and he had off-season surgery. Aminu outside is brushed by McKinney as he got set up to take the shot. They say he had not gone into the air. Davis, the year before, 15-16 season, averaged 6.5 points, nearly 8 rebounds a game, and averaged 20 minutes a night. He could get back to that form. Boy, the Blazers have got a real factor coming off the bench.
Yep. Second best offensive rebounder off the bench. You're getting extra opportunities for these shooters.
Isaiah Briscoe is in, the undrafted youngster, rookie from Kentucky, played a couple of years at Kentucky. Zach Collins is in as well with Pat Connaughton, Myers Leonard, and Al-Farouq Aminu. That was Wilger out of the corner for 3. Blazers up 18. Pick and slip, and then a little pop is Leonard.
Good luck.
DeLon Wright drives and kicks. They rotate it to Wilcher. He nails another 3.
He can space that floor.
Blazers had that 18-point lead vaporized, of course, against the Suns. They don't want to see any of that action. Up top at the summit was Connaughton, and so is Andy Routens. Foul's going to be called on Routens.
That's a great pass from Briscoe. He put that right on the money. And it was a late throw, but the ball got there on time. He had to just put a little extra on the ball. Gets there right on time for Pat. I don't know if Pat was expecting him to actually throw it since it came a second late. But good adjustment from Briscoe.
And Pat got up suddenly, didn't he?
Yeah.
He get up quick. Jake Lehman, second-year pro from Maryland, will step in. Nate Tibbetts, Blazer assistant, brings Collins and Briscoe over for a conference. Briscoe fouls, and so the Raptors at the line the rest of the way here in the fourth with 5:15 remaining. And DeLon Wright stepping up in his 3rd year out of Utah. He figures to play a lot of the backup role at point behind Kyle Lowry now that Corey Joseph is in Indiana playing for the Pacers. Friends celebrate Nike co-founder Phil Knight's 80th birthday at PK 80 presented by State Farm. Be there for the elite men's college basketball event like no other. November 23rd to the 26th at the Rose Quarter. Purchase your tickets today at pkinvitational.com. Let's go looking to enter. And coming over to front was Pirtle. He got a deflection out of bounds. Blazer ball 12 to shoot.
Zach wasn't expecting that. It looked like Zach was preparing to go screen.
Jakob Pirtle matched up now on Myers Leonard as the Blazers bring it in bounds. 10 to shoot for Isaiah Briscoe. Connaughton will catch that in rhythm. Myers Leonard, the tap back, but deflected away, and DeLon Wright sprints in, splitting defenders, and a foul as he tried to gather and go.
Damian Lillard has kind of taken Briscoe underneath his wing. I mean, he does this all the time with the young guys and tries to help them to just find their way.
Well, he's always in the ear of Nurkic, too, isn't he?
Well,
and Swanigan.
Yeah.
And the list goes on.
And coming into the season, anytime we talked to him and said, what are the focal points for you this year, he never said anything about making an all-star game or all-NBA. First thing that always came out of his mouth was making his teammates better. And that might mean different things for different teammates. But that's his focal point.
Myers Leonard letting that one fly. Mid-range jump shot. Love to see him shoot more of the mid-range shots when available. Here's Wilger outside. He says, Collins got me. Under 4 minutes coming up here on this Blazer possession. Connaughton 7 to shoot. Trying to sift his way through. Right, very shifty.
That's what he does, boy.
Oh, man, that right to left and left to right back to the rim. How about that?
Hey, look, he was doing that at Utah all the time on a fast break. Good luck trying to deal with him.
Blazers leading the Toronto Raptors tonight, 101-90. Blazers take off and head to L.A. to meet the Clippers on Sunday, 12:30 start time on that one. We will not be televising, but we will be in Sacramento as the Blazers take on the Kings Monday, beginning at 7 o'clock. And then, of course, at Phoenix on October the 11th for a wrap-up game against Haifa. And then the regular season begins. The Blazers play their first 3 out on the road. They begin by playing the Phoenix Suns on the road, but then 10 of the next 11 are at home. And the Blazers, to a man, have said, we've got to get off to a good start.
Yep. Can't overlook anybody.
Connaughton a 3, knocks it down. Pat Connaughton with a triple. Toronto had been on a 15-4 run at that last time out. Blazers' largest lead has been 25 tonight. Toronto's not led in this game. Wilcher's hit 3 threes here in the fourth quarter.
It has that high release. So even when you run at him, he's still able to locate the target.
They throw a double at Connaughton. He finds Collins coming up top. And he locates Leonard for a triple. Collins the rebound. Corey Stotts calls a play one swing. Here's Briscoe into the paint. Nice find. Collins clears some space. Try to reverse it. I think Wilcher may have had a hand on it. Wilcher another 3. .217 left in this fourth quarter. Briscoe can do that, and he's so powerful at the rim. The presence of Pirtle, though, threw him off. DeLon Wright racing into the paint and lays it up and in.
DeLon Wright almost like a taller Briscoe in certain regards. When you talk about how they can get to the paint, I mean, even if you lay off of them and you try to give up the shot, they're able to get there. But Wright, having that height advantage, can find ways to finish. Connaughton
turns and rifles the 3. Zach Collins tied up with Pirtle and a foul call on Zach. So the Raptors will send Pirtle to the line. How will the Raptors this year fare without some key people? Over the last couple of years, Corey Joseph, a tremendous backup point guard. Patrick Patterson, moving on to Oklahoma City. B.J. Tucker was a lockdown defender for half a season there in Toronto. He's moved on to Houston.
Yeah, I remember last year when they acquired P.J. Tucker, it was right before the Blazers went there to play, and they were so excited. I think the Blazers, was that his second game as a Raptor?
And he did a heck of a job.
He did.
Won that ball game. And, of course, Damari Carroll was traded to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Along with a first-round draft choice. That was to kind of free up some money so that they could re-sign both Serge Ibaka and Kyle Lowry in the offseason. Dwayne Casey's done an outstanding job. An assistant coach for 14 years. He got an opportunity in Minnesota, but they just didn't show enough patience. He was fired when he was 20-20. And he was able to go to Dallas, and he teamed with Terry Stotts there on the staff of Rick Carlisle. And, of course, won a world championship, part of his staff that won a world championship, and then got an opportunity in 2012 as the head coach of the Toronto Raptors. And he's won back-to-back 50-win seasons, and he's the winningest coach in the history of the Toronto Raptors. 10-point lead now for Portland with 1:25 left. Caleb Swanigan. Biggie got some minutes tonight, and he made an impact.
He doesn't disappoint. Because for him, it's really not about the box score. It's about the energy, the effort, the hustle, and just making the right plays. And as a result of that, he ends up filling up the box score. Just all over the court. Offensive rebounds, making the right drives, the right reads. We saw him get into the scrap with Serge Ibaka. For the young rookie to come in, and he's not going to back down from anyone. That's going to bode well for him moving into the regular season.
Serious guy. I think he's definitely a rotation guy.
Yeah.
Definitely a rotation guy. And in terms of a starting lineup, I'm not sure that's really been 3 and 4 really has been solidified yet.
Oh man, it is not out of the realm of possibility to see that kid in a starting lineup sometime this season. But it just goes to the options, whether he is or isn't. He's coming off of the bench. It speaks to the depth, and we've seen that already in training camp and the practices. I mean, the intensity has been raised and sustained. You can sustain it for a longer period of time because of the depth in that front court.
He can spread the floor with his play on the offensive end. He gives Dame and C.J. lanes to the hoop. He rebounds well, sets solid screens. He can spring those two guys. 17 to shoot. Collins, the 7-footer with a 9-foot 3-inch wingspan, working on Pirtle now.
Well defended. Good shot from Pirtle.
Better offensive play. Collins driving and throwing outside to Connaughton. Wiltshire comes down, fires another three. You got to locate him. He's on fire.
Well, Toronto not fouling, but they're just upping their pressure. They're going to run traps all over the floor. The middle of the floor is typically where you beat it.
Collins a three. Here come the Raptors. 44 seconds left and a 5-point Blazer lead. McKinney, side of the glass. Deflected off of Pirtle and out of bounds. It'll be Blazer ball.
Wow, that was one of McKinney's better looks of the night.
Toronto pressuring full court now. Briscoe trying to veer away from a double team. Tosses to Lehman on a pressure release reception at midcourt. 15 to shoot. That's a deflection. Lehman can go back into backcourt. Briscoe deflected into the hands of DeLon Wright, and Dwayne Casey will call timeout with 14 and 8/10 seconds remaining. And the Raptors down 5, 106-101.
Well, the good thing that happened in that last play, despite the miss, is at least you took some time off the board.
Yeah.
The time before, the Blazers break the trap, but get a quick shot in the corner, and it could have got really interesting had McKinney knocked down that shot in the corner.
Kyle Wilcher's been on fire, 4 of 8 shooting from three-point range. And he has played just under 12 minutes here. C.J. Miles, of course, has not played tonight. Big free agent signing by Toronto in the offseason. He's going to be garnering a lot of threes.
Yeah.
And figures in their starting lineup. They're giving him the night off along with DeMar DeRozan. Miles made 169 threes a year ago, which was a career high.
Here's the three from Kyle Wilcher. See Pat Connaughton trying to look like retreat, and he was worried about maybe his man that he was guarding communicating to a teammate to take his man. But Wilcher can stop from deep. You expect they're going for 3 here.
First look was to Wilcher, and then on the inbounds 5-second call taken by DeLon Wright. I mean, he was staring a hole into the chest of Wilcher, and Collins knew he was going that direction and denied him the ball.
Good denial defense from the Blazers.
Pat Connaughton peels out. Routon's in hot pursuit. 10 seconds. Zach to the rim. Deflected away. Give Pirtle a block. 5 seconds left. DeLon Wright the other way. Defend without fouling. That goes out of bounds. Blazer ball. And a half second left in this ball game. 106-101. Blazers defeat the Toronto Raptors tonight to go to 1-2 in the preseason. And the Blazers go to 1-1 in the preseason. Kyle Lowry leads the Raptors with 23 points. Toronto's going to be a handful again this year, led by Lowry, DeRozan, the addition of C.J. Miles, Serge Ibaka, and Valanciunas as well. The Blazers are going to be tough as well. 41-41 a year ago, the 8th seed in the West. They were led by Lillard, 16 tonight. C.J. McCollum with 15 points. And coming off the bench, Anthony Morrow hit some three-pointers, 4 of 5 from 3.
He really got it going in the first half, opening things up in the transition offense.
And more importantly, the Blazers got out of this one without any kind of injury. Yusuf Nurkic made leg-on-leg contact and actually had a bruise in the right leg, it was called, but came back to play and played in the second half after suffering that injury in the first half. Blazers shoot 14 of 35, 40%. Toronto, as we mentioned, had 79 attempts total in the first 2 games. They shoot 43 of them tonight. They're 13 of 43 from three-point range. Norman Powell hit 3 of 4, and McKinney hit on 3 of 5 gunning from three-point range, trying to make a play for a spot on the roster. Let's go down to the floor, and Brooke Olzendam standing by with this man right here.
Dame, second preseason game, first preseason win. You had control the majority of it. What did you like about the way you guys played?
I mean, I was happy with the way we moved the ball. Obviously, early on, you have a lot of rust. You have a hard time with execution, doing a lot of things that you need to do to win basketball games. And I'm just proud of how sharp we are. You know, usually this is the time where you look your worst. And I think we've done a pretty good job.
You and I have had many conversations about just how impressed you are with Caleb Swanigan. What did you think about the hustle he provided tonight?
I mean, just getting us extra possessions. You know, a lot of times the teams that get offensive rebounds, they kick it out for threes. You know, they're the most powerful offensive teams in the league. So he obviously brings that to the table. Also another guy we can get a ball to on a block. But he's been big time. His hustle, his energy. He comes in and impacts the game. You don't always see that from rookies. So hopefully we can continue to get that from him.
And the timing of this interview is actually pretty perfect because right about now, 9:30, Dame Dolla's second album, Confirmed, is dropping. What do you got to say about it? You must be very proud.
It's 9:30, so everybody that's left, y'all make sure y'all get on every major digital platform, Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff, and pick up Confirm, my second album. So I appreciate that support. So I'll make sure y'all do that.
You owe me one. Nice job tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Dame. We'll come back to wrap it all up with a big red bow. Blazers defeat the Raptors 106-101.